Good morning once again and welcome to Good Morning Anambra. If you're just joining us, we've already had the news and this is how we now begin to look at the papers this morning. We normally begin with looking at papers across board, looking at what is happening and trending issues that are making the headlines this morning. Welcome again. I am David Obopasile.
And my name is Sijama Uche. Have a good morning to you and welcome to Good Morning Anambra Weekend Edition.
So stay with us as we bring you the press review this morning. All right, we'll begin with ABS. We have Comrade Kanayo Obidibo, a regular and the public affairs analyst, join us this morning to look at the papers. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you for having me this morning.
Thank you very much. We'll begin with ABS website, and on ABS website we have Anambra Assembly debunks media reports on financial transactions with pencil. Anambra Assembly debunks media reports on record of financial transactions with pencils by local government councils.
Anambra Basic Education Commissioner Omenuga cautions students, teachers against examination malpractice.
Anambra government arrests more suspected revenue fraudsters in Onitsha.
And finally, from our website, France pledges to help boost electricity transmission in Nigeria.
Those are the major stories that we have on ABS website. One of the stories catching our attention there is Anambra Basic Education Commissioner Omenuga cautions students, teachers against examination malpractice. While she was speaking, one of the things she mentioned is that some of these teachers abate examination malpractice and that the state government will not keep quiet to see these things continue. Do you think the current strategy being used to fight examination malpractice would actually stamp it out?
Well, I think the good thing about what the commissioner made a pronouncement on is that we all do know that cheating in any form is illegal. Malpractice, either by the student or aided by the teachers. In fact, the worst part of it is for the examiner or the teachers to be involved in examination malpractice. And therefore, when I talk about law, when I talk about rules, I expect that whoever falls foul of the law must be punished. Because if there's no punishment meted out to some of the students, in the old good days, I remember, if you are found cheating in the secondary school, mostly then it was a boarding house, you'll be expelled. You'll be asked to go home, and their parents will come over. And it is always a shame that somebody is on expulsion or suspension from school. So it doesn't show good character.
These days, it's not just about the teachers and the students.
Yes.
Because just yesterday, news broke out of a professor for that matter, that was caught aiding the child in examination malpractice in Lagos. So what do we do to such parents? Who do we punish now, the child or the parent?
Of course, yes. Because the law, when you fall foul of the law, no matter who you are, if a professor, a supposed professor who is believed to have actually contributed something to the existing knowledge and is found to be aiding even his child or to be involved, he should be punished for us to, take an example. However, it still remains that if the law is active, because our problem is the law, if the law is active, if the judiciary is threatened, there is no way anybody found to be cheating either in the school or anything else should be left unpunished. He must be punished to serve as a deterrent to others.
There's always a defense we put up. Someone will say, maybe, let's say a school insists on prosecuting or handing over an examination malpractice culprit to the police. People will begin to say,
you see,
how does this mentality affect?
You see, that is the psyche of the people. That is what we have faced, because this law have never been fundamental. If the law and rules has been fundamental and being followed, there's no law. Once you fall foul of it, it is an offense. Criminality does not have degree.
All right. We'll look at Daily Sun and some other national dailies when we come back from this short break.
Cool. Yeah, dial it back for a minute to the old school. Everybody love me when I do what I do, cause when I come through I got the power of cool. The power of cool.
All right, thank you for still joining us. It's still the press review segment on Good Morning Anambra. Let's move over now to the Daily Sun. On the front page of the Daily Sun, we have IMF recommends total fuel subsidy removal for Nigeria. Says Africa spent $5.2 trillion on that. That is fuel subsidy in 4 years. Imo lawmakers plot to impeach Speaker. Below that, we have federal government Atiku fight over fresh Abuja posters. As Supreme Court dismisses APC suits, let's work together, Wike tells Amechi others. Defection, court suspend judgment on suits seeking to sack Saraki, 55 lawmakers. Bad day for bandits as police kill 10. Those are the stories on the front page of the Daily Sun. And the big story there, IMF recommends total fuel subsidy removal for Nigeria, says Africa spent $5.2 trillion on that in 4 years. In 2012, it was tried, and it didn't succeed. Do you think it will succeed now?
Well, you see, it is a Nigerian situation. I say nothing actually works out in this country, most especially when there are rackets, because this first of it is a racket in the oil industry. And there are people who actually benefits, because for any bad job done somewhere, someone benefits somewhere as well.
People that benefit are not
you. Of course, they are killing the economy. You see, the oil still remains the mainstay of this Nigerian economy, because the mining that are going on in the northern side, nobody is keeping record of what he has brought into the economy of this country. And this oil that everybody looks upon is being mismanaged. Most countries that are having oil, when you look at Libya, when you look at Rwanda, when you look at those countries, you find out that have actually used the proceeds from oil to develop the country.
As some critics will ask, $5.2 trillion. Can you imagine how many refineries that can put up in Nigeria?
You see, Nigerians are not patriotic. I'm talking about the entire Nigerians. And we have not actually from many administration has not looked into the oil industry holistically and said, we are going to arrest or plug the loopholes.
Yes. I could remember, I'm just reading Dr. Jonathan's The Transition Hours.
Okay.
And he made this specific statement that you made, that Nigerians are not patriotic.
Good.
Now, he had tried to do that maybe fuel subsidy and then divert the wealth to refurbishing the other sectors of the oil industry.
Yes.
This government, or the APC government, were one of those that criticized it heavily then.
Yes.
Now they are saying yes. The Minister of Finance also came yesterday and said yes, that subsidy removal will be implemented in batches. How do we then maintain or deal with those rackets in the oil industry to ensure that, just like you said, the ordinary man who should benefit from the income in that industry benefits from it?
You see, I go back to the law. The law of this land is respecter of persons. Because there are people, these are not ghosts. They didn't come from Mars to perpetrate all these fraud, because it is an entire fraud to the nation. So we know those who are involved. We have the GDM of the NNPC. We have all the subsidiaries of the oil sector, and they were appointed either by the president or by the president, and they should be answerable. For instance, where Baru came up, and the oil minister, the junior oil minister, because the president controls the oil anyway. So he said, and a whooping sum of $20-something billion worth of contract was awarded when His Excellency was on the sick bed, and nobody has investigated that till date. You see, when they sweep all these crimes, because it is a crime against humanity for you not to provide for your people, for the wealth that God gave, because this is our natural wealth that God gave this land, okay? And we are supposed to use it to develop the people, particularly the common man. The common man should benefit.
All right, the common man should benefit. Let's move down to the Daily Times. The issue of security is taking the banner headline on the front page of the Daily Times. We have reps to Buhari addressed Nigeria on killings within 48 hours. Says failure would mean incompetence. Sets up ad hoc committee to interface with presidency, service chiefs, others. Beside the nameplate there, we have Okorocha's younger brother cuts away public property in Owerri. I don't know whether that is a statement of fact or an accusation. We also have stop overheating the polity. Federal government warns Atiku. Rivers governorship tussle. Supreme Court strikes out APC. Tony Cole appeals. PDP accuses APC presidency of set-up plots against Atiku. And then from Sudan, yesterday, Sudan's Bashir, ousted by military, placed under arrest. Those are the major stories that we have there.
Okay. Let's look at what is going on in Abuja about Atiku and the presidency. Stop overheating the polity. Federal government wants Atiku, and that has been in the news since yesterday. Are we going to see a repeat of June 12 issue, the way Abiola was arrested and kept in prison? Is it what Nigeria is expecting now, with all this warning coming from federal government to Atiku?
You see, election has been conducted and winner pronounced and emerged, and probably by the 29th of May, they will be properly inaugurated. But Nigeria should not take laws into their hands. You should look what is happening in Venezuela, where a politician who woke up and then pronounced himself head of state and trying to cause anarchy in the land. We have the tribunals where one could go and ventilate his anger, his misgivings about the conduct of election. Yes, but they should allow the procedure.
In this problem, he denied it that he's not aware of the poster or whatever the intention of.
You see, the problem is that the intelligence of this country is they are not doing their job. There's no way a poster could come out and FBI does not know where it managed, or KGB does not, or M15 does not know where it, the origin. It must be traced.
Perhaps that was why PDP is accusing APC and the presidency of set-up plots against Atiku.
Yeah, you see, one thing about this country is that if you are not careful, things will be arranged, state managed to use against you, because this is Nigeria.
Yeah.
All right, let's take the final papers before we round up this morning. Delhi Independent, banditry, kidnappings, unsettled presidency, service chiefs, IGP. Thief Jukon crisis, 15 feared dead, 100 houses burnt in Benue. We have other stories related to the ones we've taken before. On the front page of the Punch, we have Reps Sumon Buhari over killings by herdsmen. bandits want explanations for rising kidnaps carnage in 48 hours. NAF airstrikes killing innocent villagers. That's coming from Zamfara monarchs. Remove fuel subsidy, IMF tells Nigeria. Jubilation as military oust Sudanese president. We also have suspected ritualist kill palm oil seller in Ondo. Those are the stories we have on the front page of the Punch.
Quite busy.
Quite busy, yes. There's finally on the Nation newspaper is still the same story taking the front page. Buhari to security chiefs, be ruthless with bandits. Wicked to amage others, let's unite. Finally, sir, what will be your comment on Zamfara crisis? Especially, we are seeing what is happening. The President Buhari has given orders, and then how do we find solution to that? The monarchs accusing the
army of killing innocent citizens. Okay, while we know, that is a bandits act. And then there's this other accusation that even the bandits are doing the job of their masters, that this gold mining is by the top government officials and not just the people you see.
So in 30 seconds, what will be your advice to security chiefs and the authorities in Nigeria before we go?
You see, there have been an armada of agitation, armada of people in their views about trying to rejig the security apparatus of this country. And I must say it is a shame on this administration that all the service chiefs and some of the security apparatus in this country, like the DSS and the NIA and the rest of them, have been manned by one section of this country.
Do you think that's why the level of incompetence is happening?
Of course.
Well, we know that also in Zamfara, it's also that same part of the country.
Yes, because the defense minister is from Zamfara.
All right, sir.
Okay.
We'll end it at this point. That is Comrade Kana Yobidibo, public affairs analyst, joined us on press review this morning. Thank you for coming and for airing your views.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll get Nigeria better. IJ. All right, stay with us as we start our main discussion segment for looking at the major themes we have for today. Stay with us.